What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron back today with more Destiny 2 Beginner's Guide. And if you haven't counted any of my Beginner's Guide to Destiny 2 before, if you're a Destiny 2 pro, you're probably not going to find much in here as far as content for you. But if you or one of your friends that you play with is new to Destiny 2, send them my way. There's a playlist in my channel that is only the Beginner's Guide to Destiny 2. So you can refer them there, and it'll help them out quite a bit. Today, we're going to be covering armor and weapon mods, and how to attain them, how important they may or may not be, and how they affect your character. So, we'll start out with weapon mods, because those are more simple to cover. You'll see here, my Titan is 305. So all of my Titan's gear is 300, and it has a legendary weapon or armor mod in the slot. Exotics, they come with them automatically. So exotic weapons, if it drops at 300, will automatically be 305. And if it's 295, it'll be 300, so on and so forth. So don't worry about that. You actually can't change them either. But the two different weapons we have here, kinetic and energy, there are legendary kinetic weapon mods that increase the the power level, I should say, not light level, the power level of a kinetic weapon by 5. So this being a power level 300, Better Devils is now 305 because of the weapon attack mod. And you can attain these a number of different ways. I'm going to try to get maybe one or two during this video so you can kind of see. You can get weapons that just come with them. For instance, my True Prophecy that I got dropped with one, or came with one out of a faction reward package, which is very nice. You can get them by just turning in your weapon components to Banshee 44, the weaponsmith, and you can also attain them a different way as well, which I'll go over here in a minute. As far as the energy slots go, you've got your Void, your Solar, your Arc, just the three basic types. You can change them out to change what damage type your weapon does, which is helpful, so you can kind of spread out your stuff. And the same mods that are used to change your energy weapon also change your power weapon. You see here the same amount. They are the same mods. There's not different power or energy mod slots, let's say. There is not a mod for your ghost. You can put a shader on your ghost, like so, or like so, or like so, or like so, or like so. But that's all you can do with your ghost right now. So, that's kind of the basics of weaponry. You can see here, this one is a 300 weapon. Has a rare kinetic damage mod, which all weapons come with those most of the time, unless you get lucky and it procs a legendary. So if I had a legendary weapon mod and put it in here, it would increase this power level to 305. Moving on to armor mods. A lot of people will just spam one specific type of mod, and that is fine. You can kind of do whatever you want with these things. Kind of play around with the benefits, see what best suits you. In my legs currently, I have this set. That's kind of how I do things. The Sovereign set from New Monarchy is my Sunbreaker set. I don't have a mod in there, but that's because for Sunbreaker I always end up using the crest of the Alpha Loopy. And this one has kind of a doo-doo mod in it currently. But I have it as a doo-doo mod because I don't have another mod I want to put in it quite yet. Haven't gotten lucky enough. But you'll see here, my helm has grenades recharge faster when using Solar subclass. And my legs also have grenades recharge faster when using a solar subclass. The effects do stack, so do not be afraid. If you want just your grenades to be increased, that's perfectly fine. You do notice here on my gauntlets, I don't have something that is solar only. That is partially because I need extra movement with my set. So I'm at 5, 4, and 5, which is something you can play around with. You don't need to have specific per subclass armor mods in your gear. In fact, in some scenarios it might be detrimental to do so, especially first starting out. So if you're first starting out, you're just hit, light level 280 equipped, or power level 280 equipped, sorry. You can then go to our friend Banshee 44, ouch, down here, and you can convert 3 of your blue or rare mods into legendaries. And you need to be 280 to do that. So once you get 280, which is kind of a wall, then you can get you can buy or convert your rares into legendaries, which gives you a lot more to play around with. Until you get to that point, though, if you happen to have a piece of gear that has a legendary mod slot in it, but it's neutral, meaning that for this one, for instance, has an acceleration mod where it increases my movement speed, or sorry, mobility, it's not bad. It's not bad to have this versus using something that would be subclass specific. If you need the mobility, take the mobility. My Titan Mark, for example, increases the reload speed of my equipped kinetic weapon. I use my kinetic weapons a lot, especially in Crucible. I use the Better Devils almost exclusively. Unless I find myself in a long-range scenario, then I'll use something like a Scout or a Pulse Rifle in my energy slot to take care of them. And using a hand cannon, I find myself reloading quite a bit. So why not equip a mod that makes that faster? And I have another mark that has a legendary weapon mod in it that increases the resilience. And I have another mark here that has a arc subclass. Class abilities recharge faster. And now when something says class abilities, that doesn't mean every single ability from your subclass. It doesn't mean grenade, melee, and your shield if you're a Titan, or your little reload prance if you're a hunter, or your rift if you're a warlock. That just means those specific 3 things. So the Titan shield, hunter, reload, prancy thing, and the Warlock Rift. That's what your class ability is. It does not affect your grenade, does not affect your melee, does not affect your super. There's actually not any mods that affect your super, just your grenade, melee, class ability. Or mobility, or reload speed, or handling, which is something that my chest piece has. It improves weapon handling for equipped power weapon. And what that means is you can just switch to it faster and aim down sights faster with your power weapon. Most power weapons that I use, I don't aim down sights of them. I'm using like a rocket launcher, or I'm using a sword, or a shotgun, or something along those lines. I'm not aiming down sights a whole lot with those. So, does this mod do me much good? No. But the only other options I have improves reload speed for equipped power weapon. Now, would that positively affect me in the raid? Sure would. Especially versus weapon handling for the equipped heavy. And then we've also got, grenades recharge faster for arc class ability, class abilities while being in arc subclass, and then solar melee abilities. And I could, put the solar melee ability in there, but I want to be able to use this chest piece and have a mod in it that's neutral. Since this, in and of itself, is a neutral chest piece, does not affect one specific subclass. So I'm waiting for, like, an energy reload mod for the chest piece. That's what I'm waiting for that slot specifically. So yeah. We'll go into my other gear here. I have the Phoenix Strife set, which is from the Crucible. plus that exotic helm. I do have the Phoenix Drive head. I'm not using it right now, though. I just have it for funsies. And this is my Sentinel set. So you'll see I've got Void melee abilities. I've got Void class abilities, recharge faster when using a Void subclass. However, that's a rare. I do not have one that affects Sentinel specifically, so I'm holding out until I do, because being 304 versus 305 doesn't do you any good. In fact, once you hit 290, the benefit from being a higher power level starts to teeter off. There's almost no difference at all between 304 and 305, and it's not very noticeable between 300 and 305, and it's a little bit noticeable from 290 to 305, but not that big of a deal. But you'll see on this set I have 4, 5, and 5, and this Mask of the Quiet One has a impact absorption mod in it, when I could have grenade void subclass grenades recharge quicker. The reason why I have that there is because I wanted the 5 resilience. I could have it easily be 4, 4, and 5 and have my grenades recharge faster, but I'm just holding out. I'd like to be able to use this Mask of the Quiet One as well for other subclasses, because part of the exotic helm does affect any subclass that you have in use. So I like to keep that one neutral as well, and more resilience is always a good thing, especially in the Crucible, which is where I tend to live outside of doing my milestones or just cruising around in strikes with friends for whatever reason. So yeah, there you have it. There's kind of the guide to, when to equip certain mods into what. When you're just starting out trying to get your light level high, doesn't matter. When it really matters is when you're trying to build different sets like I have here. Now, you might be asking, where's my Striker subclass gear set? I'm going to be using the Optimacy set for that purpose. I've got the Arms of Optimacy, and I've got the Helm of Optimacy. That's all I've gotten so far. I don't really play Striker that often, so it's not that important to me right now. So now I'm going to go over just certain ways that you can manage your mods and get your legendary mods themselves. You can just turn in tokens with Banshee. Bam, you see I got a Void Damage mod right there, along with a Halfdan D kinetic auto rifle. Pretty crispy auto rifle, by the way. So you can even get legendary mods just from turning in those tokens. Or you can purchase a random mod for 2,500 Glimmer. And as you can see, I was at the Glimmer cap, so I'm going to bring myself down to about 60,000. There we go. And you can kind of see here the exchange gear mods thing is already popping up on the bottom. I'm going to show you here now how I manage all of the mods that you can carry. Let's just blow this up quick because I don't need it because I have one already. So your mods are all going to be here. As you can see, I've got 4 of the arc damage mods. So I can turn 3 of those in and get a legendary. I can get where to go. Where are they? Right there. I have 12 of them. That's a lot. And I've got 3 of the grenades, recharge faster for arc subclass. For the chest, I can exchange all 3 of those for a legendary version of that as well. I've got a lot more of my legendaries in my vault, which is how I manage the mods, because you will not have enough room to have all your mods in your inventory at one time. You only have 50 slots, and there's a lot more mods than that. So what I do personally is, like, once a day or when I'm done playing or whenever I feel like it, I'll go in and I'll put all of my blue modifications in the vault. And then you can click this little button here over to quantity, and I've got all of these here that can be turned in for their legendary counterparts. So we'll go ahead and take all of those. Now, I do have a lot, so some of these might end up going to to the postmaster. But we'll see what we got here. Okay, I was able to convert all of those. And I've still got some blue ones here. Those were left over. So I'll go and I'll deposit those back into the vault, just to save space. There we go. And now, the other way that you can try to get like a kinetic weapon mod, if you don't get them from turning in tokens into Banshee, you can do this. So you can break down your mods that you don't want, and you get a mod component. You get one of those. So every time you break a mod, a legendary mod, you get a legendary mod component. Since I have 12 of these arc damage mods, I'm going to break, a few of them. Let's break some of those as well. And then if there are any mods that I don't care for here, like improving handling for power weapon, I don't care about. Improving handling for energy weapon, I don't care about. Here's another handling for energy weapon. So I'm breaking quite a few of these. I'll hold on to that. That might be kind of a niche thing you put on a random piece of gear for one specific encounter. There's more handling that can go away. You can also decrease or reduce the recoil for kinetic energy or heavy or power, sorry, which do come in handy, especially if you are on console and need to rein in the recoil. Not as big of a deal on PC, but still, if you're using something like this auto rifle, the Guiding Star, if you find yourself using that a lot, it might be worth your while to equip a mod that reduces the amount of recoil it gives you. So, I've got 13 mod components. Let's go ahead and find just one more to break down so we have an even amount. Let's see here. What don't I care for? I've got a lot of those for Hunter Cloak. Let's break that down. So we've got 14. And you can turn in, you see here, under Gear Mods, you can turn in 2 mod components and 1,000 Glimmer to create a random mod. You have the options of Armor Mod or Weapon Mod. They are completely random. It says generate a new random legendary Armor Mod by combining components from other mods. I personally never create Armor Mod. There's so many of them, you don't know what you're going to get. So if you're vying for one specific mod, chances are you're not going to get it. I mean, it is a gamble. You could. But more than likely it's going to be a complete waste of your resources. Now, I'm going to turn in all of these weapon mods. The reason for that is I want to see if I can get a kinetic legendary weapon mod to boost up a kinetic weapon's power level by 5 if it only has a rare mod equipped. And since there are only 4 types of damage mods, Arc, Void, Solar, and Kinetic, there we go, we got a kinetic one, we got another kinetic one, there's a Void, Arc, so on and so forth. So we actually got quite a few. We got 2, which, I mean,
no rush, seriously.
It's more than you can ask for, really. You have a 1 in 4 chance to get it. Turned in 6, we got 2, or sorry, we got 7 mods, we got 2 out of it. And there, bam, 305. So I personally like the Guiding Star. It is a little bit of a beast to control in the Crucible, even on PC. But it's fun to use. So there we go, bam, 305. And did I manage to get... Nope, I didn't, unfortunately. I did not get a mod for this chest piece, and that's perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine with that, because I've got something in there that's blue that provides me a bonus for my subclass I'm using. And like I said, being 304 versus 305 doesn't make any difference. But yeah, there you have it, guys. The Beginner's Guide to weapon mods. I went in a little bit in depth, but just keep in mind as a refresher, if you are just hitting 280, you want to get, you bump up your light level as much as you can. If you get a free legendary mod, feel free, use that piece of gear and infuse onto that piece of gear. You cannot remove them. You cannot infuse a legendary mod from a piece of gear onto another. You can only make that piece of gear that has that legendary mod better. So if you're able to make it better to increase your power level, do so. It's only going to make the items that drop for you a higher power level base. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. So I know there wasn't a whole lot of action. It was a whole lot of talking. But hopefully I didn't bore you to death. How am I standing on a... What the... Oh, okay. I am magic, apparently. Or this flag is... I don't know. I don't know what to say. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, if it helped you out, or if it seems like it would help out a buddy of yours, share it to them, and then hit the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, you want to see more of my Destiny 2 content, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be super amazing and receive all of the internet butt touches, you can hit that bell notification so you can get emails pushed to you when I upload a new video. Do not forget to have a good day, everybody, and I will catch you all next time.